NTS Academy is a program within our residential treatment center where the participants can actually attend college. So they can go to different universities and colleges and work on different educational goals while they're in treatment with us at NTS. The whole program was started on the premise that addicts and alcoholics deserve a second chance and are actually extremely intuitive and extremely intelligent. And the program, puts the student back on the horse early in the game. Okay, and I think that addicts and alcoholics respond to that. There's a lot of stigma in our society surrounding addiction, especially drug addiction. So for us to take a student or a participant in the program and enroll them in a local university or college and allow them to go onto the college campus and sit next to other quote-unquote normal people and experience that on that level early in the treatment process is really healing. It builds their self-esteem, it helps them develop short-term and long-term goals, and ultimately it leads to a positive outcome. We basically pick up where they left off. We look at their transcripts perhaps, or maybe we assess their progress through high school and where they left off in their high school education, and we simply walk through what would be the next indicated course of action to get them back on track with their education. A lot of addicts and alcoholics that come to our center, they have experienced failure and they're in crisis. So initially we want to get them stabilized on their medications. If they need to take medications, we want to get them engaged in the recovery process. And then when they're ready, when the clinical team feels they're ready for the added stressor of college, we'll look at enrolling them. All addicts and alcoholics ultimately need to focus on their recovery first and foremost. That needs to be the #1 priority in their life. So for example, if our student says to us in our program, I have a big test tomorrow, Paul. I can't go to my meeting tonight. I'm not gonna meet with my sponsor. I've gotta study, I've gotta cram. We say, actually, that's the last thing you're gonna do. You're gonna go to your home group, you're gonna meet with your sponsor, and then you're gonna do the best that you can do on your test. If they lose sight of the importance of their sobriety, ultimately they'll fail in their educational process. We did a study. We did a program evaluation with the University of California, Irvine, where we took students who had participated in this educational modality over a 5-year time frame. And we looked at their progress and we tracked how well they did both in treatment, in the school program, and once they left treatment. At the 6-month mark, after they had left the program entirely, 76% of them had not had a relapse, versus in the regular group that didn't go through the educational process, only 43% of them had remained clean and sober. And then on top of that, we noticed and we found during the treatment process, they were more engaged and they were more likely to succeed and be interacting in the actual treatment process. The principles of the recovery program on some level translate over into the educational process. So there's a lot of things that our staff do to reinforce behaviors on both ends, and ultimately, hopefully lead our participants to a successful graduation and long-term recovery.